Hi everyone, my name is Crystalline Green, and today I'm here with Shanea Clancy. She's an author and she does a bunch of amazing things. So we're kind of just going to jump into it. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, as well as your educational background?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Crystalline, for having me this morning, and to the people who are watching. My name is Dr. Shanea Clancy, and my educational background started I graduated from Seneca Valley and then went to Butler County Community College, so go Pioneers.
Yeah.
And then I went to West Penn Hospital School of Nursing and got my nursing diploma, and then went back to Clarion for my bachelor's, and then 2 degrees at Duquesne University. So I did my master's in forensic nursing and then my doctorate, and then finished off at Pitt with an executive MBA in healthcare. So kind of just a variety of things, and I am an author, speaker, coach, consultant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you get from nursing to being an author? Like, are you in nursing now, or?
Yeah, so I am a nurse, a registered nurse. I also work at Carlow University teaching like the leadership classes for the nurses, and Butler County Community College as their nursing and allied health retention specialist. So, but with my company that I have, that's all nursing related as well, and just doing, speaking on a lot of topics and coaching and training. And so the transition from nursing to business owner author was just God's time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this business is centered around like speaking, like leadership wise, and
yeah. So a lot of speaking. I've done speaking all over like the United States, and then international as well. When it comes to mental health, addiction, leadership, mindset, a lot of varieties. Forgiveness is a big topic too. And so that is just one of my passions. I love speaking.
That's awesome. I like public speaking too. I think it's fun. I enjoy, I did a speech for my father at his event, and I really enjoyed that, and I've done a few speeches throughout school.
Yeah.
It's a good skill to have.
It is.
For sure.
Absolutely. Especially nowadays where everybody is like stuck to their phone or...
Oh my gosh, I know. It's like everybody's glued to that thing.
They don't know how to interact.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. So it is a skill set truly now.
Oh yeah, for sure. So speaking about leadership, what is your definition of a leader?
That's a great question. I love that question. I think being a leader is somebody who leads by example, is authentic, and really just empowers people around them to see the best in themselves, because sometimes we don't see that in ourselves, and it takes somebody who really has a keen skill set to be able to foster that and grow that and pull that out of that person and empower them.
Exactly. Well, that's a good definition. I really like that. So we're going to talk about your book that she gave me a copy that I'm very thankful for and that I will read.
Yes,
so I'm excited for it. Can you tell us like a little bit about your book and kind of like what inspired you to write this?
Absolutely. This book sat in an email outbox for probably 10 years. And actually, when I sat down to write it, never even used that writing that I had done about 10 years ago. I've just been through a lot of adversity and grown and had opportunities to learn, and really was inspired to write this book when I went to a Life Surge event. Are you familiar with Life Surge?
No.
Yeah,
what is
I never was.
Yeah, what is that?
I saw this Facebook ad pop up.
I love those Facebook ads.
They target you, and I swear
the Amazon
they're so good at it. Yes. Next thing you know, it's in your cart.
Yeah, next thing you know, it's at your doorstep.
Exactly. So I saw this ad about Life Surge, and it was these faith-based speakers coming to a church in Cranberry. And I was like, I really want to be there. And tickets at that point, they were less. It's kind of like leading up to the event, like most people do, raise the price. And I had checked with my husband, hey, do you want to go? Totally forgot about it. Prices went through the roof. Things sold out when I realized, hey, we need to maybe revisit this. And the opportunity came through an email. Our pastor sent an email out that somebody had like 5 tickets available for free.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, I think we're meant to be there. Like,
exactly.
You can only have so many signs where you're like, okay, now's the time. and went to the event, and I heard Auntie Ann Baylor, who is the founder of Auntie Ann Pretzels.
No way.
Yeah.
Those are so good. The cinnamon ones.
I know. Growing up, that was like a treat for us.
And the slushy with it. Oh,
so
core
the
memory.
cheese, jalapeno ones too.
I never had that.
You have to try it. Do you like spicy?
Oh yeah, I love jalapenos.
Okay. Yes.
I need to try it.
So I heard her testimony, and it's very powerful. A lot of people don't know her story.
Mm-hmm.
They just see the product, right? Auntie Ann Pretzels. And I was like, okay, God's like, you're writing your story. Like, you're doing it. And I was in the middle of my executive MBA in healthcare, and right at the end of the year, like, wrote the book, started the company, did all the things. And if you look at the top of the book,
this book has the power to change your life.
Who's it from?
Ann Baylor.
So it's
founder of Auntie Anne's Pretzels and author of Overcome and Lead. So she is an author as well.
She is, and she's a very great businesswoman.
That is awesome.
Yeah, she has.
And she even wrote.
She gave me a testimonial very generously for my book, and it was really happenstance that it happened, because I self-published and I had somebody edit my book that I paid to edit, and they were like, I have a person that I've been working with that I think would be really great for you to maybe ask for a testimonial. Their stories are kind of similar. Yeah. And I was dumbfounded when he told me it was her. I said, that's the only reason we're working together right now, is because of her testimony.
Wow. So wait, what do you hope readers take away from reading your story?
I really want people to feel empowered, that the past doesn't have to define you, that, you know, making mistakes is part of life. Like, we stumble. It's natural. But it doesn't have to be what defines us and the legacy that we leave. There's always an opportunity to turn things around and just be our best version and to really help the next person. Yeah, definitely.
I always see failures as lessons. Yes. Failure's good, I think, because you learn from it and you grow from it. So, yeah. So did you have an outline for this, or were you just typing away? Like, how does it, what goes into writing a book?
So many people think it's a very daunting task. Like, when you like look and you're like, where do you start?
Yeah, like how do you?
I hired coaches. So I'm a coach as well, but I really believe in like investing in ourselves. And so I invested in a coach to kind of teach me the process. And I did have an outline. Okay. And I changed it a couple times.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you like revised it before you actually published it in any way.
So I had like the general outline, and then what is interesting is that the testimonials take up a chunk of pages. So does like the biography, the kind of the filler stuff. So it really adds up, and if you scale that down and pick how many pages, then you can write to how many pages you want per chapter. So it's kind of a little bit more even, and you feel like you're making progress instead of looking at this big mountain to tackle. Yeah.
Did you ever get writer's block, I think it's called, like where you were like, oh shoot, I can't like think of what to say now?
I did a couple times, and it didn't last long because I really felt like I was motivated. I feel like that motivation piece and the mindset to really like get this done was driving me. Yeah. Because I did it in like 30 days max.
Oh my gosh. So it's like doable, like.
Yeah, you can.
Like if you want to write a book, you can write a book.
You can write a book in like a week.
If you're motivated enough.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. So how did you balance, writing this book while doing like everything that you were doing?
Time management, I feel, is one of my strengths. So even just juggling like being a mom, school, work, just kind of carving out that time. Time is really our most valuable thing.
Yeah.
Like, how much is time worth? You can't get back time. Yeah. And so to me, it's about like carving out those things that are important. And this was something that kind of came to the top of the list and was important. So we make time for what's important at the end of the day. Yeah. And just shifted my focus knowing that this was temporary. Having to carve out time for this.
Yeah, well, it's worth it. And I don't know when did this book come out? So when did you stop like writing it, if that makes sense?
I stopped writing it probably in October, November of last year.
Okay, awesome.
And then had some medical things pop up December, so was completely not doing book stuff, but the editor had already had the book and we had created the cover. And so it actually was launched officially the very end of April, first week of May.
Awesome. That's really cool. So do you go to different, is there like book fairs you can go to where you kind of showcase your book, talk about it, and then people can like buy it? Or
Yeah, that's a great question. I would have to see if there's like something like that. I've not heard of it, but there might be. What I really did was kind of a landscape analysis and see where libraries were in certain areas. Since my book has like a faith-based component to it, looked at faith-based businesses that sell spiritual books and just reached out and, sent them the book and they would review it and then have me do book signings. I've done, I don't even know how many book signings, which is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's great to meet people and partner with other people in business too.
Yeah, for sure. I was just actually at I think it was like a craft show or like fall festival, and an author was actually displaying their book and selling it. And they signed it, which was really cool. So, yeah. So what advice do you have for, people wanting to start a book or become an author?
I would say pick your niche, which is always that's usually the hardest thing, is picking like what you want to write about. Yeah. Where do you want to start? What do you want the audience to gain or the readers to gain? Because when you're writing a book, you kind of have to write it from the reader's perspective a little bit, because that's who your customer, your consumer is. Yeah. And so just really taking a look at that and what the purpose of the book is as well.
Yeah. So what's next in your writing journey? Are we going to see another book or another book's on its way?
There is. So there's,
oh my gosh, I'm excited
a couple
for you.
Actually on the way. So I have a journal.
Okay.
Kind of like a journal book. I guess it's not considered a book, but it's a journal that has a very different take than what a normal journal would be.
Okay.
A crossword. I like word searches, crossword puzzles. So word searches, but it's also a very interesting take. You'll see. I can't release all the details, but then I've also been asked to partner with 4 other people, and we're doing a collaborative book that should be out by the end of December, and then I have 2 other books of my own that are in the works.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Are you in any like groups in the community, volunteer-wise, or just like on any boards?
Oh yeah. So I'm super involved in the community.
That's great.
Love the community. I am on the International Association, like the INSTA board for addiction nursing, because I'm an international registered nurse for addiction.
Oh, awesome.
I'm also I've been on the community partnership for a little while, and let's see, I am also involved with the Duquesne University Alumni Association, and then the Pitt Alumni Association.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had to drew a blank for a second. There's like so many things that are going on.
Well, it's good to have a lot of things going on. Be busy.
And I'm part of the chamber too.
Chamber's great.
Love the chamber.
Pittsburgh or Butler? Butler. Gotta love Butler Chamber.
Yeah,
Did you do something like with your book with them? Did I see?
I did have a book signing.
They
held a book signing for us.
That's
awesome. I was very thankful. And I did leadership Butler County too. So
how was that experience?
Loved it.
Because I just went to the chamber dinner. Was it last month or a few weeks ago? And
we saw each other there.
We did. We literally did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we saw each other at the chamber dinner. Yeah. And were you a graduate this year?
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a really cool and great experience. I mean, I've heard so much about it. I want to. I've been through the Butler County Youth Leadership Program, which is kind of like at the high school level.
Yeah.
And then I went through Emerging Leadership Experience in college, and that's through SRU. So I'm hoping to do it at that stage too in my life.
I will cheer you on if you do it. It's a great experience. I feel like you have a pretty good grip on like what's going on in Butler County. Like,
I love this I love this county.
But it's so cool to be from the student standpoint of it, even as a leader. Like I consider you a leader. Like in Butler
I consider
County.
You a really good leader.
Women supporting women.
I love that.
But yes, I think you should do it. It's a phenomenal experience, and you meet a lot of people and a lot of friends along the way that just become part of your people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, what project did you guys do last year? Because I know there's a yearly project, and sometimes I lose track of
That's okay. Yeah, we did the McDaniel's launch pavilion. So
that's right.
Yes, the one that's being enclosed, and it's still in the works because of state park regulations and delays. But yeah, that'll be done hopefully shortly. But it'll be the only area or a state park that has like an enclosed learning.
That's awesome.
Center, which is really cool because that's where like Winterfest is.
Yeah.
And so
I've never been.
Oh, you need to go to Winterfest.
Where's it at, Moraine?
Yes, it's right at the McDaniel's launch.
And I've never been there? What the heck is wrong with me? But yeah, I should definitely go. Now, how do you guys decide on like what project you want to do? Like, does everybody as a group, or does someone assign you the project like for that specific year? Like, how does that
question.
all
So it works. People can put in applications, and they would send them in that the class reviews and votes on. Okay. So it's majority kind of vote for which project we do, but we try to make sure that everybody in that class, for me, I can only speak to my class as co-chair for that year, that we made sure everybody was on board with that and kind of talk things through, pros, cons, and then you pick it, and then you start raising funds and getting more involved in the community, which is great.
Now, do you guys have like educational sessions like along the way, like in speakers and stuff?
Every month there's
a
session.
Yeah. Who was some of your speakers?
My favorite session was the mines.
Okay.
So it was really cool to see underneath the mines.
Yeah.
Because I'd never been.
The underground mines. I've never been to underground mines either.
Yeah, Boyers.
I've never been there.
It's pretty cool.
It seems like, because I think I know someone who does work there, and it sounds like a pretty interesting place.
Yeah. It's like a cave.
Really?
All underground.
Wow. That's crazy that it would just be like all underground.
And most people don't know it's there. I mean, they're not supposed to know. You know,
yeah,
they're not supposed to know.
Because it's like a secret cave.
Right? Yeah, so it's part of leadership that you would get to do if you did that.
That's awesome. So what would you say would be your biggest accomplishment so far, even in life, or honestly, like just your career?
I would say getting married and having 3 kids. Like we have 3 kids, so they're 6 or 7, 5. They just had their birthdays, and
Aww.
2, and that's an accomplishment. I think it's an honor.
Yeah.
Personally, that's probably definitely my favorite. Is just family time, because family's everything.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
Everything starts at home.
Oh yeah.
So I would say that, and then being honored as a Butler County Community College Distinguished Alumni.
I was gonna mention that.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Thanks.
What kind of like went into that? Like, what can you describe a little bit about like the award? Or?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you think about how many people go through Butler County Community College. It is like
it's
the number one.
Yeah. I mean,
10 times.
It's awesome.
And how many people have gone through there? So to just, be selected, even put in for consideration, and then selected was really an honor, especially because it's our backyard, right? Butler County. Yeah. And
it's awesome.
It was amazing. And then the Duquesne University, Duke from the last decade. So the same thing. It's, you just think about how many thousands of people have gone to those institutions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I bet it would be cool to, because you live in Butler County, I believe, right? You mentioned, so that'd be cool also to live in Butler County and have that, Butler County Community College Award.
Yes.
So it's an awesome thing. So I always like to ask this, what is one piece of advice you have for the upcoming generation of professionals?
Ooh. Believe in yourself. Negotiate for yourself. I think negotiation is one of those things that isn't really taught in school, but everything's negotiable. A lot of people don't realize that. Even like the washer on the floor at Lowe's, like the car, Right, this table.
The washer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
anything
negotiable.
that you buy, even though it has a price tag on it, you're able to negotiate it. I took a negotiation class at CMU, and that's where I really learned it because I'm a mediator as well. So I've done like mediation cases at I've done like federal EEOC mediation cases.
Wow.
And so learning that piece of information at such a young age was really valuable because we're like, oh, okay, this person offered us, $27 for this job.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
People that come out of college are like, yes, right?
Yeah.
You're excited. You want to get started. But leverage, like, everything that you bring to the table and just be willing to negotiate that once it gets to a certain part in the process because there's always wiggle room. And that's something that most people don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would say is negotiate, believe in yourself, and then just leave the world better than how you found it.
I think that's a very powerful statement. Leave the world a better place than how you found it, for sure. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being on here today. And congratulations on the book and everything else you're accomplishing in life. So proud of you.
You too.
And I can't wait to see what else you have in store.
You too. Sounds good. Bye.
All right, bye.